Good morning. Good morning. To this full crowd here. Welcome to Unity of Charlotte, and we welcome you whether you are here in the sanctuary, and we know that some of the folks are still traveling due to this weather, and they'll be here any moment now. Or if you're at home on Zoom, and because of the weather, you may have chosen to watch this on Zoom. We have a group, I'm getting the signal from the back. We have a group of those that are on Zoom, and welcome if you're on Zoom as well. We're so glad that we have that technology that allows you to join us here today, even through this weather as well. My name is Reverend Jim Ernstsen. I am co-minister here along with Reverend Lisa Herklotz. Come say hello to us later on. If you are here for the first time, we would love to get to know you. We would love just to say hello. So if you're here for the first time, just gently raise your hand and we will give you a little bit of a welcome. Anybody? Okay, then we've all been here once before. Fantastic. There is a special service this Sunday morning that we're holding. We are holding our Burning Bowl service this morning, as well as our letter writing service. So we will be having a slightly different order for today, so be aware of that. This ritual opens the way for us to let go of those things that are no longer needed in our lives. Those things that we're releasing to be transformed, allowing our souls to express more freely and authentically as well in the coming year. So we're going to do that burning bowl, then we will do a letter writing, affirming the vision of what we seek to manifest in this coming year, 2025. So first of all, let me ask, does everyone here in the sanctuary have their blank piece of paper and also and we don't, it looks like. So whenever our ushers get back, we will get you something. So, fantastic. So if you're at home, we invite you to join us in this ritual, this service as well. You might want to find a small slip of paper, something to write on. If you want to have a candle in a bowl to participate in that burning bowl as well, we would invite you to do that so you can get up, find that candle, find that bowl to burn that slip of paper. Be careful. We don't want you to set the carpet on fire at home, but find those things now. And also maybe even a slip of paper to where you can join us in that letter writing. And then we will send those letters to ourselves in the coming months. So that letter, we will also self-address that letter as well. So welcome here on Sunday. Let's go ahead and move into prayer. So I invite you to take a breath as we move into that time of prayer. That time where we move from our head and that thinking part of our body down into our heart center and allow ourselves to feel, to know, to get in touch with the truths of our lives. We get in touch with that spirit of gratitude during this day, that gratitude that says we are so thankful for this chance to come together, gratitude to connect with one another during this time, during this season, as we've connected during this last week with family, with friends, and then now here as a spiritual community. We are so grateful. We're also grateful for that knowledge of our divinity and that connection we have with the divine, knowing that we are never alone within this world, that connection is strong, and that we can feel that whenever, again, we turn within for a moment of silence and connect. We're so grateful. And with that we say, amen. We also have our unity prayer of oneness, and I would invite you to join with me as we say this out loud. There is one presence and one power in my life and universe, God the good, omnipotence. We claim and affirm this presence in our lives as love. We also have a chance as well to bring forward those who may be, that we know that may be in need of prayer. Those might be family members, those might be situations even that we might have as well. And this is a chance for us to say those out loud, and we will hold that space here in this service. So I invite you to say those names out loud now. Hannah, Kurt, Darlene, we hold these people, we hold these situations in our heart, in prayer, seeing the divine outcome in each of these situations, knowing that all is well. Amen. Know that we have a prayer team. We have a prayer box out. You can use that, sign that prayer, or sign that slip of paper, put it in that prayer box as well. We also, and that prayer gets prayed over for the next 2 weeks, and then we send it to the village, and they pray over it for another month. So we also have an online prayer box that you can utilize and use on our website. So unityofcharlotte.org as well. Now's the time where we move into the offering part again, a little bit different than we normally do, but we move into that offering part of our service. We know that as we give, so we receive. It's through your generous gifts to Unity of Charlotte that it continues, that we continue to be a light in this community. So, I invite you to either hold your gift in your hands or hold the image of maybe you've already given online, but hold that image in your hands as together we say out loud our prosperity blessing. So, with me, joyously I give this gift, knowing the divine presence blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
Breathe in, breathe out. I can't think of a better preparation for our annual Burning Bowl ceremony. Welcome, welcome, and I'm so happy to see you here. We saw the storm warnings and we thought it's going to be an empty house, but Reverend Jim, myself, and Alan are going to be here to put on this ceremony no matter what comes. So I'm so happy to see you here, and thank you to those who have picked up for those who couldn't make it, Barb and Yvonne and Beth and Sean. Thank you so much. And Alan, of course, who is our steadfast tech video person. Thank you. This Burning Bowl ceremony is on, and I'm so delighted because this is one of our annual favorites. But I want to say something about the Burning Bowl ceremony because it's a practice of releasing and letting go, which we do as a ceremony at the end of the year because it's a very powerful way to release the year and start the new year fresh. But it's also something we do throughout the year. We're constantly looking at, what do I need to let go of? What am I still holding on to? And why is that important? Well, I found this Eric Butterworth quote. Eric Butterworth is, or was, a Unity minister and very prolific Unity writer of the foundational teachings of Unity. And he says, let go of the mental clutter. Let go of the mental clutter and be open to the flow of life. Releasing is the way to spiritual growth. Letting go of the mental clutter. Charles Fillmore, who was a co-founder along with his wife Myrtle of the Unity movement, often wrote that thoughts are things, and they take up space in our mind. And the way it's meant to work, consciousness, is it's meant to be a flow of thought. But often we hang on to things. And instead of flowing, we kind of create little eddies of circulating thought patterns, of ideas and beliefs, of judgments. And this ceremony, which can be done any time of year, is a nice practical way to remember to let go of those things. Because what happens when we clean up that mental clutter, we open ourselves to the flow of life. So this becomes there's two things that are very important to this ceremony. One is letting go, and the other is opening. Because as we let go, what happens? We are opening space. So we're going to see that as the movement of this ritual as we step through it. I don't know if you had a chance to read this week's Thought of the Week. Thought of the Week is our blog that's part of our weekly newsletter, and it is curated and compiled by our own Fred Monroe. He does an amazing job. I pointed out today, I wish you were here, we could say thank you, Fred, if you're online. Thank you very much. We're giving you all a round little hand. What he wrote today or curated from other authors and kind of pulled together was about letting go of people in our lives, how people come and go in and out of our life all the time. And we think sometimes there's relationships that are harder to let go of than others. But the article really touched on the fact that this is part of the flow of life, that people come in relationships. We have relationships with people we really, really like. And sometimes we have relationships with people we don't really, really like. But regardless, every relationship enriches us somehow. And when we know that, when we realize that, when we feel that in our hearts, then we are able to move through these relationships with ease, welcoming them in when they show up and releasing them when they leave. And they're not all meant to stay in our life forever. And they may exit in a lot of different ways. Someone may move away. Someone may pass away. There's all different forms that happen that bring the current relationship statuses to an end. And by learning to live in the flow, we learn to let this go as it's occurring by recognizing nothing's gone wrong. This is the flow of life. And we can do that with every thought and every idea and every judgment, every pain or grievance we hold on to. So letting go of it, instead of holding on to it and letting it become mental clutter, it's like storing up things in your house up in a quiet little corner where you think it's kind of out of the way and it's not going to bother you, but eventually it grows into this big pile. That just is stagnant energy. It's just like a few of you can relate to that, so can I. The longer I live in a place, the more I find those little corners. And then we do a big clean out, don't we? You suddenly clean out those corners and go, well, I'm not using this. This is not in use. This is not in circulation. This is not flowing. So it's not needed anymore. Well, we do that in our mind with our thoughts that have become just like circular thought patterns that we get stuck on. And I know I have them. I have them with relationships where I think maybe something didn't go well. And I think about it over and over again, what either didn't go well or what I might have done wrong or what I could have done better. This is a chance to let that go. Because what happens when we declutter our minds is we become open to the flow of life, because life is already flowing. Our clutter doesn't stop the flow of life. Life is movement, creation, activity, flow, and it's happening whether we're aware of it or not. When we release that clutter, when we release those little eddies of thinking circular, we automatically move back into that flow of life. And we feel an opening. And in that opening is all possibility. So the burning bowl ceremony is an opportunity today for us to Look at those areas, those thoughts, those relationships, those feelings that we feel we've been a little stuck on, and intentionally and with focus, let them go. Sticking them in a corner isn't going to work. And we can pretend they're not there, but you know, and you'll know as we go through this ceremony, because what is really calling to be released will come through in this meditation. So you may think you know, and that's good if you brought something, but open yourself up to hear a little deeper today too, because there may be something in there that hasn't yet made itself totally aware to you. And Spirit will bring it forward for you. And Spirit will also be the activity, the energy that does the work of releasing. So you don't even have to know how. And I think this is important. You don't have to know how to let it go. You have to be willing and have the intention and show up. And then let Spirit, then give it to Spirit. I release this. I release this. So let's ask ourselves then a couple of questions to kind of help us move into this idea of what we want to release. So we've all had challenges of one type or another this year. I'm sure everyone here has had some kinds of challenges they've dealt with this year. We've all stumbled over something in our day-to-day lives. We've struggled metaphorically with our own little inner demons. So what will we release? What is calling us to be let go of? It's important to know that you have control over what you carry into the new year. Think about that. You and I have control over what we choose to carry into the new year. So let's ask that question again. What do I choose to release? Or another way to look at it, conversely, if I'm not letting it go, what do I carry with me into the new year? If I'm not letting this go, what do I carry with me into the new year? Sometimes that's important to look at. I've been looking at my own life, getting ready for this ceremony. It's been a long time practice of mine to do some kind of burning bowl ceremony at the end of the year, because it's such a profound moment when we're leaving one year behind and entering into another. And it offers us a great opportunity to go deep and say, all right, here's what this year has been. I accept it, I bless it, but I don't want to carry this or this into this year. I don't want to carry my fear of what might come. I don't want to carry this past hurt. I don't want to carry this self-guilt about this relationship or situation. I want to free that up, not only for me, but for anyone else in that relationship. And I want to enter into this new year with a fresh, clean slate. I want to open up to the possibilities that could be when I let this go. So once again, I mentioned that the burning bowl has two parts. It has releasing and opening. And I think that's important to understand, because when we release whatever that thing is we've been holding on to, we want to be aware of and look for and experience and deeply feel the opening that happens when that occurs. When we truly release something, it's going to open space for the flow of life to flow right in. We don't have to fill that space immediately, but recognize in that moment the opening for a new possibility. If it's about relationships, a new possibility for how those relationships might show up, or what new relationships might come in. If it's fear or worry about some future thing, the release of the fear or worry and the possibilities of all the good things that might happen are available to happen. Releasing and opening. And then what we're going to do after we're done with the burning bowl is we're going to do the letter writing ritual or ceremony. And we follow up with that because the letter writing is an affirmative action. The releasing is what we call denials. We are not denial in the way that we're used to using it in psychology or hearing it in the world, but a denial is releasing that thing that is no longer true or needed in your life and letting it go. So it no longer has any power over the way you're thinking and being and are available to. And then we open ourselves to affirm all the goodness that's now available to us by clearing that space. And that's what that letter writing is going to be. And we will guide you through both of those ceremonies. So let's prepare for the burning bowl. Let me go through a little bit of instruction because there is an open flame here. But I will say everyone's done an excellent job with this. Is our third open flame ceremony, and we've done excellent. We're going to take a moment to move into a meditation, to give you an opportunity to really let go, be here, be present, and open your heart and mind to what Spirit is speaking to you this morning about what you are ready to let go of. When we've completed that quiet time, you will have your piece of flash. Does everybody have flash paper? 1 or 2 pieces? If you don't, just let us know and we'll make sure you get some. Okay. You got it? We'll get some more. Thank you. We have plenty, so if you need more, no worries, we have plenty. You'll notice it's a pretty small piece of paper. You don't want to write your whole story. You don't need your whole story. When you know what it is that you're going to let go of, write it down in 1 or 2 words so that it's symbolizing to you what you are releasing. It's more important that what you're writing down is that you are very mindful of it. You're very intentional in this situation, 1 or 2 words to represent what that is. Don't do that now. We're going to do that at the meditation because we want this to come from the deepest place within you. The other purpose of paper is small is that it burns very quickly. We want that whole piece of paper to burn. A note about when you're writing it. This is a way of doing this very mindfully. Imagine as you're writing on that piece of paper that the lead of the pencil or the ink of that pen is the flow of that situation moving out of you and onto that piece of paper. That piece of paper now symbolizes what you are releasing. You're energetically transferring that onto that piece of paper. And then when you come up, you'll put it in the flame and watch it burn. Now, a note about the burning bowl. We have 2 candles in there. They're pushed towards the back and there's sand on the bottom. These flash paper burns very fast. So hold it on one end, just touch it to the flame, and then drop it on the sand in front of the candle and let it burn on the sand. And just watch it for a moment as that paper is consumed, as the smoke rises into the air, and say to yourself, I let go. I let go. And know Spirit is working through you and with you and in you to do the work of that release. As you say the words, I let go, know that it is no longer yours. Whatever you have let go of, it is no longer yours. And then let a gentle smile cross your face. It is no longer mine. I let go. And make your way back to the seat. And as you're sitting there, continue to hold sacred space for those who are coming forward to do their release. And begin to move into that sensation of openness. Because after we release, we open. All right, any questions? Some of you are old pros at that. Yvonne. Oh, thank you. No, we will go, well, I'm going to let you come up as you feel moved because it's a pretty small group here. So we won't try to do it by rows. If you're ready, come on up. Just one person at the bowl at a time is the only thing I would ask. If you are online and you have a candle or a little tea light somewhere that's in a fire-safe container, or maybe you have a fireplace, it would work beautifully in the fireplace. Prepare to light that when we light our burning bowl, and follow along with us as we go through the ceremony. Anything else? Thank you, Yvonne. All right, then let's begin. I'm going to ask Reverend Jim to come up and light our candles in our burning bowl. We light the fire in this bowl as a symbol of the quality of purification. And I'll add to that transformation. Let us move now into a few minutes of meditation. Gently close your eyes. Focus on your breath to begin. Maybe take a nice deep breath in and a slow exhale out. Let's do that again together. And as you breathe in, feel a sense of lightness and openness. And as you breathe out, feel yourself relax a little deeper into this moment, into the presence, into this sacred space. Continue to focus on your breath as you let yourself relax a little deeper. Let your shoulders drop a little more. The muscles in your face relax. Feel within you your heart opening and your mind focused. Today, I release that which I no longer need. I open to and allow the Spirit within to do the work in this sacred ritual. My heart is open and my mind is focused. I'm reminded of the psalm that tells me, "Be still and know." Be still and know. Be still and know. We will take the next few minutes now to move within and listen, to be still, and allow this thing that you are ready to release to be made clear to you through the deepest part of your soul as we move into the quiet. If you have found your word or words and you are ready, take a moment to gently fast. Are you okay? Okay. Everyone take a deep breath in together and a slow exhale out. And feel for a moment the openness from that release, whatever that was for you. Know that it is being held, transformed, and transmuted in this sacred space. And one of the things I've noticed as each came up, some little pieces were left and someone would add their paper and it would light the rest that were still in the bowl. So it reminded me of the power of us coming together to do this. Because when we bring our energy together, we support each other in the transmutation and transformation of that which we are letting go of. And it is a beautiful thing to see and to experience. So thank you all for participating and being a part of this amazing ritual. Now we can gently open our eyes as we move into the next phase of this ceremony. Before I move, I wanted to say there's two readings. These are from Reverend Jim. One's from the Hebrew Bible, Isaiah. And it says, "Don't ponder ancient history. Look, I am doing a new thing. Now it sprouts up. Don't you recognize it? I am making a way in the desert and paths in the wilderness." And from the New Testament, the Philippians, "From now on, brothers and sisters, if anything is excellent, if anything is admirable, focus your thoughts on these things. All that is true, all that is holy, all that is just, all that is pure, all that is lovely, and all that is worthy of praise. Focus on these things." And with that, we're going to move into our letter writing. We want to keep this quiet, open energy going, but we're going to now, in this magnificent opening we have just created, both in your individual hearts, but also in this space as we have come together in Unity of Charlotte. And for those of you at home, we feel you. You are with us. We are together. There is no distance. I found this quote by Emily Cady. "Affirmations are not magical formulas. They are expressions of your spiritual identity." Often we think of affirmations being just happy, positive thoughts, but there's so much more than that. They are an expression of our true spiritual identity. Affirmations are expression of truth. So as we look at affirming the opportunities as divine spiritual beings expressing in this human life form, in this new year, what does our soul have to say to us about this coming year? So we're going to, if you want to pull out your letter on your clipboard, your pen, I'm going to take you through a guided meditation and then give you some time in the quiet to write what comes to you from your inner soul, from your inner spirit, from your higher self, we may call it. It's going to speak to you about the possibilities of this year. So once again, I invite you to close your eyes, gently sit back. Go back into that deep, quiet place where your soul feels at home, open and wide, relaxed and at ease. And we're going to call upon that great power of imagination. We often understand or underestimate the power of our imagination. And we're going to use it today, knowing it is a divine attribute that, when utilized in alignment with our truth, allows us to manifest all forms of good in our lives and in this world. So right where you are, feel a sense of ease and comfortableness. You are safe. You feel good. And you are open. Now imagine you are walking along a path or a road or a sidewalk, some form of pathway you're following. You're moving along this path with ease, slowly, maybe a saunter, just feeling the freedom of being on this path, of moving along it, feeling the sunshine on your face, the cool breeze on your skin, and a sense of anticipation of what is coming ahead. Feel yourself on that path now. Can you smell the air? Can you feel the ground beneath your feet? Then notice up ahead, you see a person coming toward you. Even before you can see who it is, you feel a very warm feeling for this person. Your heart is actually opening wide. You're feeling a sense of excitement to see who this is. As they draw closer to you and you to them, you begin to sense a very deep feeling of connection. Like this is someone you know. This is someone you know very well. Let the words flow. You don't have to think too much about it. These are words coming from your spirit and your heart. Even if they don't make sense to you right now, let them flow out onto the paper. Be sure to end it with a very loving salutation, perhaps something like, "Your magnificent self." With love and blessings, your magnificent self. If you feel like you need more time with your letter, hold on to it and finish it after the service. So in a moment, we're going to move on to our song. All right, very good. Let's take a deep breath in together. Just take a moment to appreciate the magnificence of the spiritual being that you are, the magnificence of the spiritual beings we all are, and for the power we share when we come together and join in this truth. And we know that power and presence is not only working in us and through us.
We'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and days of old lang syne? For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. We'll take a cup of kindness yet for old